defense calling their one and only witness, Aaron Shamo. He took the stand bright and early this morning. Now, from the very beginning, defense attorney Greg Skordas, from day one of this jury trial, telling jurors that his client did indeed have some culpability here, that he was involved in this operation, an illegal operation. But Skordas also contending that Mr. Shamo was no kingpin for a variety of reasons, not the least of which being that there were several others that were equally culpable. Skordas says those individuals, however, were all let off the hook and granted immunity from prosecution as long as they testified against Aaron Shamo. So federal prosecutors could have a slam-dunk, airtight case. Well, this morning, Aaron Shamo explaining for jurors how he did indeed meet some of the other key players early on in this case and how they started their business on a very small scale at first, selling their own prescription Adderall on the internet, making a small profit. Well, from there, things started to grow. They bought a pain pill press, and eventually, using the dark web, they imported fentanyl from China and then made fake pain pills in Aaron Shamo's Cottonwood Heights home. They then resold those pills in marketplaces they set up on the dark web. He says there were multiple players involved in obtaining the packages of fentanyl from China, and then others who would then use the Postal Service to ship out the pills. Profit margins all of a sudden began getting huge. In the months leading up to the operation, they were in the millions of dollars. But it all came crashing down when agents raided his home back in November 2016, seizing tens of thousands of pills and more than $1 million in cash. Agents also wound up seizing hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash that Shamo had given to relatives for safekeeping. Now, Mr. Shamo has been behind bars ever since his arrest back in 2016, and he's taking the stand today, basically the fight of his life, hoping to avoid potentially spending up to decades in federal prison. Now, this case could wrap up and be in the hands of jurors by the end of this week. For now, we're live outside the federal courthouse. Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.